Hi there, this is Daily Techno Production with Tony Dyson. So, past few days I've been working with some random sounds, and today I'm going to do something slightly different. Let's make some assets using ABL3, which is my favorite 303 emulation plugin. And let's get some random sequences from that, because it has a randomized sequence function which I like. Let's play around with that a little bit. The sound itself is not going to be random, unlike what I did the past few days, because the 303 has so few controls that it's all about actually playing with those controls live. So but yeah, for sequences it also has a nice randomized function. But before I do that, let's just start with a kick drum. So for that I'm going to use not a sample, but I'm going to use Punchbox. Punchbox also has a randomized function, but I'm not going to use that today. I'm just going to quickly design a kick with the sine wave kick generator. Let's change the tempo here. Draw in a simple 4 to the floor kick, and okay, very loud. Let's turn that down a little bit. By default it also turns on distortion and the equalizer. This is what it sounds like without distortion. Yeah, let's play around a little bit with the parameters for this kick. So it has a hold and a decay. Going to make a short kick, leave some room for the bass, for the sub bass. High start frequency, low end frequency, the sweep time. Very important for tuning. You can get everything from like a zappy kick to a sort of shorter, tighter curve. You can actually change the curve as well. Don't think that's very useful. The decay curve maybe more useful. Play around with that a little bit. Okay, so there was some distortion on there. Let's try that again. That's a little bit too much. Maybe just a little bit. Limiter is on. That also gives its own sort of distortion and dramatically changes the envelope of the sound. It becomes longer. So that's interesting effect. And the equalizer also on by default. The filter can be useful. I like this plugin. Something like that. Not gonna bother with this for too long. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to resample this kick, and just like so. And now I'm going to use the same sample as a bass. One thing I'm going to change though is I'm going to for this I'm going to lengthen the hold time. So just now it gives us a note which is a bit longer, or we can use it as a sustained note. Okay. Yeah, what I mean by that is if I drag the auto clip in here, you get a simpler. Now you can see it's a continuous waveform, which makes it easier to create a bass line out of this. So let's just get rid of this. Start with drawing a very simple 16th note pattern, lowering the volume a little bit, and I've already gotten rid of the kick attack. You can use that or part of it, but let's go for a softer attack on the bass, makes sense. Yeah. Now there are several ways you can shorten the notes. You can go for a decay time, or just shorten literally shorten the notes themselves. This sort of makes sense. Okay, make it a little bit louder. Now, oftentimes I won't hear a lot of it, much of a difference if I leave out the first note, because that coincides with the kick, of course, and it's the same frequency and everything, so you could get phasing or doubling up of the frequency. In practice, often it doesn't really matter what I do. Let's go with this anyway. Oh, copy that out. Yeah. Right. So there's our basis. Something to go on. Actually, there's also a tuning now. And if I was wondering what that tuning is, let's raise it an octave. Now it's easier to hear the tuning. No idea what note it is, but we'll find out. So the convenient thing of ABL3 is, one of the things is starts out with a basic sequence, just one note. If I tune that, I can find out five semitones above C. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's an F. Just going to go directly to the sequencer. Let's open the cutoff, by the way. So random. So there's quite a lot of options. Let's change the root to F. Yeah. And so here you can choose the octaves and also which notes of the scale it will use. So let's say we want a root note and let's say the fifth, which will be a G. We're now in the key of F, so it's no longer a G, but obviously relatively this still works. Some notes that will work. Yeah. Get the minor third, not the major third. Something like this. Maybe one octave down, one octave above. Yeah. So now it's just a matter of trying some random sequences. When I press next seed, what do I think about this? Also, as you can hear, it's playing straight 16th notes. Might not want a sequence that's all 16th notes. Well, if I want to do that, then I think I have to lower this. Oh no, this one gate. So this selects how many notes are played. fun just to play around with it. I think this reduces the number of different notes. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe some slides. Or accent. Actually, I want to do something with the slides, but at a different, on a different part of the sequence. So. Maybe here. Yeah. Something like that, yeah. Okay. Come on. Okay. Things to do to quickly, just very quickly tweak the sound. Maybe throw on some distortion and delay. I like this pedal thing. 3 flavors. Need to overdrive is fine. Some delay maybe. That's a little bit too much. Maybe keep that for later. Some delay, some reverb. Okay. Yeah. So let's build it out. Let's get some drums in there, some percussion, microtonic. Let's initialize the preset and start with a very simple 8th note hi-hat pattern. Press play here. Okay, so like I showed yesterday or the day before, actually, very convenient that you can drag and drop the MIDI clip. There's actually a way to export MIDI clips for ABL3 as well, which it's somewhere in the menu here. I usually don't feel like doing that. It's too much work. It's not as convenient as the way it works in microtonic. Okay. We need some more drums, percussive sounds. Let's go for something in the 16th note pattern. Also very handy that it copies the preset, everything from what I did last. So you get the same sound, which I can now tweak. So it's a little bit harsh, a little bit loud. And let's change the frequency range. Let's make it a little bit higher. Maybe use a high pass instead of a band pass. So for those who don't know, Microtonic, you get 8 drum voices, each with its own sequencer and synth. The synth has 2 parts, the oscillator and the noise, and you can mix between them. I'm going for 100% noise now and using the filter and parameters here to tweak the sound. Something like that maybe. Okay, yeah, oh, let's not forget. Yeah, I would usually try to add some more variation to this pattern with some velocity and stuff, but I'm not going to bother now. I'm just going to move on for some more sounds, more drums. Let's try something here in keeping with the whole randomize theme of the last few videos. So randomize all, see what that sounds like. And I just keep doing that until I hear something I like. That's very loud. That's very low in volume. Some interesting clicking. If I press Command on the Mac and click on the mute button, it will solo that track. Interesting. Let's draw in some more notes, maybe just some stuff here. Some interesting clicking. Let's get rid of the low end. Yeah, I'm going to add a delay to make it a little bit more continuous. Yeah. Maybe a little LFO tool to make it bounce a little bit. So I just turned the delay into ping pong, which makes it very stereo. I can reduce that a little bit with the width here in the utility plugin, always useful. Can be a little bit too much sometimes. Yeah, there's no stereo adjustment on the delay, so we'll just use this. Sounds better than mono, I think. Again, let's export the clip. Okay. Let's just generate some more sounds. Why not another microtonic? I like microtonic. Let's try something again. Maybe some sort of contrasting synth part. This is a drum plugin, but it also it's really a synthesizer optimized for drums, but you can also generate different types of sounds with it, even pads. Very versatile little plugin. It's been around for ages. Like this one. Da, da. Yeah. Just going to copy this pattern, make it full length. Otherwise, it'll only fill half the bar here, and I'll have to copy it there. Also not a disaster, of course, but yeah, let's make life easy. Okay, one more and I'll have 8 tracks. Okay, maybe something a little bit pad-like. Let's get Silent One for that, and yeah, let's do a random patch. If I press Command J, it will initialize the patch. Just a standard sol wave. Oh yeah, I was going to say I need to find a root note, but I already know in this case. It's an F. Although this sounds more like it's in F sharp. Yeah. It's interesting, there's a little discrepancy between the kick and the bass. Yeah. Actually, I forgot to lower it. It's an octave too high. Yeah. Interesting. Sounds good with the extra octave, so that's easily solved. So if I press Option and drag, it'll duplicate the notes, and now okay, so now we have the higher and the lower notes. Anyway, so is it F or F sharp? Sounds more like an F sharp, which is interesting because ABL3 is in F, so how's that possible? Or is it? Yeah. Yeah, but the funny thing is that the sort of the dominant note is the F sharp here. So unintentionally I changed the tuning to F sharp, which seems to work with the kick and the sub, because they're probably somewhere in between F and F sharp, or no, it doesn't matter. If this sort of stuff bothers me at a later stage, I can always fix it. Anyway, so Silent One loaded up. Let's lower the volume and press Shift R. That'll create a random sound. Oh. a little bit of noise. Let's randomize again. I'm looking for something a little bit pad-like. And I find that Synth is very useful for this. If you just draw one long note and hit randomize a few times. Because the thing it'll do is, because you get random tuning and everything, you get these interesting sort of dissonant pads and with the effects and everything and the modulation. You can find really nice sounding stuff that, like I said before, I would have never come up with. Like this, for instance. It sounds like some sort of animal. Whales. Wow. Spooky. I don't know whether this fits here, but I like this sound. I might just save it as a preset if I'm not going to use it here. Maybe throw on a nice Valhalla room reverb. Wow. Yeah, it doesn't really fit in this this loop, but something I can do is just group it all together, save that instrument rack. I don't know, whales. Can use that later. Let's turn off these effects for now and try a few more sounds. So channel, drag the volume down because sometimes it gets extremely loud very quickly. This is also interesting. Maybe a little bit lower. Wow. Sounds interesting as well. Not going to use it, but again, oh, let's call it Whales 2. 2. No. Whales 2. Can't type. I blame the MacBook keyboard. It sucks. Anyway, more sounds. Let's try more stuff, sorry. Okay. Noise. Can't seem to find anything that sort of fits with the track. Maybe I should just leave it at this. Yeah, it also does these great metallic sounds. I think that's the phaser. No, chorus. Yeah, chorus is definitely part of it. Maybe if filter it down a little bit. Yeah, some nice sort of background noise. Let's see if we can center it. Just put all the panning in the middle, see whether that takes the sound to the center. Yeah, more or less, okay. Any use for reverb? Yeah, but maybe not too much. Let's put this in here. That has the advantage that I can now assign the controls to the macro knobs here for later use. The high pass. Yeah. Would like to be a little, can't talk anymore. Would like it to be a little bit more consistent, the sound. Maybe if I make this loop longer, maybe if I resample it. It stops every time, so why does it stop? It's the arpeggiator. How do we fix this? Or is it the envelope? Here we go. That's a more of a continuous sound. Nice. Interesting thing is that the 303 takes up so much space in the mix that it's sort of difficult to add other stuff to it. Which maybe is a hint that I should be trying to do that in the first place, but you know. Of course, I don't need to use all of the sounds I make here. I think that's good for now. So yeah, this is an example of again some random sounds, some random sound design, but also a random sequence. And so the nice thing here, to summarize what I did with ABL3, is you get these different options for sort of guiding the randomization. Whether you want to use all the notes in the scale, whether you want to use all the notes that are available in the sequence. It can actually also do longer sequences than 16 steps. I like this plugin a lot. I've used it a lot. I had Fossion before this by D16 Group. That sounded good, but I didn't really like the interface. It was a little bit, seemed a little bit convoluted. This is very simple. And it has this nice randomizable sequencer. So that's all for today. I will be back very soon with a new production session with a different theme. Until then, take care and bye bye.